Hello. You exist. Hello. Oh, okay. You're home. Oh, then call me on Discord. Yeah. Bye. Oh, right. That's where my chat is.
Guests of the uncommon. Guests of the uncommon.
Fast. We fly. I was gonna say, did I miss? Oh, name. I need more. Two more.
Guests of the uncommon.
Why are we gonna be so fast? Destroy the nightmares, they may as well die.
Guests of the uncommon.
one more, and then it's Dreamscape stuff. He's here! Oh my god, it's a miracle.
Guests of the unkind.
I decided that I want to maybe migrate over to YouTube. Even though it's a harder algorithm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, one thing at a time, because, like I mentioned before, that means I need to write a script. That also means that I need a video editor, which I do not have. But I can use Restream. Yeah. Yeah, I do plan on doing. Yeah, I do plan on doing that, but I'm using Restream, which allows me to stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, it allows you to stream on both platforms without having to sacrifice one or the other. That's what people recommend to do if you are thinking about doing YouTube, or just in general want to hit a bigger audience, is to do Restream. I figured I'd get back into streaming again because trying to complete what? Stellar Blade 16, Final Fantasy 16 Rebirth is taking forever to do. So I figured I need to get back into work. So I go do this stuff like on the side. Because I'm trying to complete Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, and Stellar Blade. Those are the 3 games I'm playing this month. I was hoping to maybe get one of them done within like the first 2 weeks of this month. Not really happening. So I'm gonna just stream and have a window up on my capture card. I try to do that on the side while trying to keep up my gacha and stuff. Because one of my pet peeves is like, I want to play the game that I want to play, but also I'm scheduled to play something else, but I also should just be streaming in general. But I want to play the jrpg and get my gacha stuff done, which usually gets in the way of my line of thought to just do it while I'm streaming. Because I decided to pick a Zenless Zero again, just to see if it is a little bit better. And sort of, I'll give it a sort of. Well, let me finish. I'm only up to the point where they introduced the cops, characters that were released in like 1.1, I think. And what they did was they made it so that when you get to that point, you switch over to the character Jandel, which is a character you can pull. And you would do her portion of the story, and her portion of the story is her talking to the gang members that she's with, that she's undercover with, and she goes out into the field, like a battlefield, which is kind of more so what I wanted from the game, where it's like you go do story, you go out to the battlefield, kill a bunch of monsters, do some puzzling, which is what you do in this story bit, and then come back and for more information, which was great. But what I noticed is that that was just set up for Jandou and the story that leads into it. I haven't gone back from there because it did switch back over to the twins, which are the main characters that you play as. So I don't know if it's going to throw the TV mode at me again, or if it's kind of be more like what I just played. I would prefer what I just played, because it's kind of more so what I wanted from the game than the TV mode. Just play with your characters and do story that way. But I will say that anything before that, they didn't change. They didn't change anything. So you can still end up with the wrong impression.
Guests of the unkind. Your time is over. Make it fast.
Right.
Mind's eye. Beckon the divine flame. Art unveiled. Time to wrap it up. The slumber fades.
Right.
Now with the head. Who's the caged bird now? Clears the blade. Capture the spark.
Right. I will say,
Get lost.
somewhere around
Time for a
rank 40, 35, you can't really get away with just button mashing, or even when you get to rank 30, you can't really do it. I was struggling with just button mashing. But again, you have to wait until rank 30, and that's the problem.
Beckon the divine flame.
Right. Well,
Who's the caged bird now?
I don't think it'll take a couple weeks anymore to do it, because they added in no, not because they added more content story, but because they added you have, what is it, 480 capped reserve. They added in reserve energy is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they added in reserve energy, and you can spend 100 of it at a time if you want to, and that gives you about 1,000 XP, player XP, for whatever activity you're doing.
Beckon the divine flame. Art unveiled. Time to wrap it up.
Don't know because I haven't started a new character, but I would assume it's just like any other reserve energy. Hello. No, you're not. Don't lie to me. uh, where am I in currency? Take it nice and slow. Like, okay, now I'm gonna ask the question because everyone. I'm gonna ask the question because not everyone does this, but when you buy like a burger from Burger King and stuff, how do you hold the burger? Like, okay, so you take the entire burger out of the wrapper and then hold the entire burger in your hand without using the wrapper to cover it up because it's so messy. Uh-huh. It's uh-huh. It's just an abyss. Do nightmare visions with 6 different resonators. Supposed to do it with one's control. Okay. Lewis, I'll tell you the same thing I was telling Alex earlier before he got into trying to tell him that ZZZ isn't as bad as it used to be, but I wasn't really trying to convince him to play. But I decided that I was going to start streaming again because I was trying to beat Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, and Stellar Blade just within like the first 2 weeks and just wasn't getting anywhere. So I decided to stream and have a separate window and stream and want to play. Try to get my gacha stuff done.
Make it fast.
Right. Oh no. Oh my god. No. Login stamp. He dares not remember when he's gonna come visit. How dare you? Huh? I do not like the way they changed limit breaks in Rebirth. because you can't do like level 2 limit break without having to bring in a party member that can release the limit of your limit break so you can do level 2 limit break. So like if I want to do Tifa's dolphin kick limit break or whatever it is, I have to limit release her and then get her limit break back up to do it. Wow, I still can't go back to the grasslands? What the fuck? Bruh. Oh, I'm almost done here. Glorious. I am definitely gonna have to buy the expansion or whatever expansion upgrade is for Elder Scrolls Online on PS5. I need to buy the expansion upgrade for Elder Scrolls Online for PS5 because the class I do like to use is some Arcanus, I think is what's called. And it's locked behind the DLC. Mm. Was Chocobo and Cosmo Canyon? Okay. It's not good materials to develop there. Not enough. Alexander, I challenge you. We know. I wasn't calling you Alexander. Talking about the Alexander that's in my face that's about ready to get assisted. Tell me, how the fuck do I beat him? Oh, hold on. What the hell is this? What the hell is karma? Okay, so it looks like I need um a s- the you bastard. He's teleporting. Get away from me. I'm just a lowly Barrett. Leave me alone. Wait, really? Shit, I don't have race. Or me dragging off Lewis to go fight Raptors for a, what was that, a mantle? You want normal? What in the world? Who are you? Oh, you know what? Not even mention ostriches. I have found raptors in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I was like, oh, Alex would love these guys. Do they breathe fire? And I fought them. No, they don't. I was just like, oh, okay. And you're the healer. What the hell are you touching it for? Yep.
Understand.
Oh no, there's been times where I almost got a your ass.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
decided against it.
Yeah. I'm just like freaking it was like and one day I remember we were in Doug's car or whatever. I think we were like
Oh
on
yeah.
our way home for like Five Guys, and
I
for
won't.
whatever reason,
I won't live this down. But yeah,
yeah, and for
I
like
feel bad now, but in the moment, oh my god.
right, yeah, but for like whatever reason, I was in a hitting mood, and I was hitting you. I don't remember
What?
where I was hitting you,
What?
but I was hitting you maybe in the shoulder, and you were like, "Do you want to keep that arm?"
I was like, no. I said, Alex, you touch me one more time, I'm gonna break it.
Yeah, and fucking Doug looks in the rear view mirror and he goes like he fucking shakes his head or nods. I'm just like, you should not do that. Just, dude, there are so many fucking experiences with me that just make you facepalm. It's just fucking hilarious.
I like how the moment that you really realized that I can see you a friend was the time that you came to my place after getting pushed off your bike and like hit,
Oh right, yeah,
and
the
how quickly
I
I
guess the
jumped to your
mugging, yeah.
defense.
Right, yeah. Yeah, no, it's just like you were there and I didn't have anywhere and to go. And I was just like I could go to the police station, which is at the other end of the island, or I could just go 2 streets over to your house. So it was just like but because you guys called at your place, they couldn't do anything just because you're Stock Island.
Yeah.
And because the mugging took place in Key West, it was a different district, which is just the
That's
stupidest
just
thing in
dumb.
the world.
It's fucking yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Started shit.
And people wonder why that nobody likes cops. I'm just like, you call them, they accuse you of filing a false report, and then when you call them, oh, you happen to call the wrong department. Oh no, I don't have the fucking power to determine whether or not I'm calling the right district when I dial 911. I'm sorry, officer.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just like the fucking wildest thing, dude.
Yeah, you explaining me for like that was the moment that you I was like, oh, we're actually friends.
Right, yeah, no, because like I think up until that point we were just cool, right? But we weren't really vibing. I mean, it felt like I was just attempting to not step on your toes, and you were just kind of letting me do my own thing, as long as I don't get in the way of Dark Souls 2. Because I remember that I accidentally stepped in front of you at Will's place, and you went ballistic just because when you dodge rolled, you accidentally dodge rolled into the like a
The thing
lava
is,
pit.
you passed through like fucking 3 or 4 times. I was like,
Oh,
Alex,
okay.
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Alex, please,
I
Bro.
Alex,
yeah, like
please, fucking Christ, Alex,
yeah,
get the
yeah,
fuck out of my way.
yeah, like I have no idea what caused me, and because I specifically remember that it wasn't just once, it was like several times. I have no
Oh,
idea
yes.
what I was doing.
Me
So
neither.
I have no fucking an idea, but I I I remember how that ended up, and it ended up with like you calling me at like 7 at night or whatever, and apologizing. And the reason why I remember is because I was taking a shit during that conversation.
Awesome.
So it was just kind of like awkward timing on your part, but but I remember that shit.
Good shit with a clear conscience. That
Right? But yeah, I was just like, you know what? He's a pretty chill guy, you know? And he's a person who owned up to his, I wouldn't really call it a mistake, but
outburst.
maybe an overreaction.
Yep, an outburst.
But like, yeah. But like, I mean, even I knew I was in your way like several times.
Oh yeah.
But like,
Bastard.
I
No
guess
hiding that.
you could say like, well, you know, ADHD, but like I literally just think I was just a really hyperactive kid and could not stand still. But, you know, regardless, now I know that, and it was through that incident that I found out that Dark Souls does not have a pause button.
Oh yeah. Gotta do it.
Yeah, because I was just like, can't you pause? I'm just like, no, I can't fucking pause.
Ah, yes. I cannot pause the game.
And because up until that point, I had never heard of a fucking video game without a pause button. It's just like, what is this shit?
Yeah. But fucking still, that was a moment.
Yeah, dude. I still think one of my favorite and times though is when we're playing Neo when I'm coming back to enjoy the DLC and with you. The very first
Oh
match.
yeah.
We're so excited
Oh.
and to play with each other. You're like, yeah, I got to play Neo again. This is fucking awesome. And then as soon as you load in, you load out because I died to fire arrows at the beginning of the fucking level.
Yep.
It's
Just like, oh wait, I'm
and it
playing with
slowly
Alex.
hit you that like, yeah,
Oh.
you're playing with me.
Oh. Oh.
It's just like, wait a second. This is not something to fucking celebrate. This is a moment to mourn at this point.
God, it was something else.
But like, dude, I don't know, man. The fucking rat in Vermintide 2 nearly killing me during cutscene is pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. I'll give you that. That shit was hilarious. Speaking of Vermintide too,
Dude,
because I don't want
it
to
didn't affect
PC.
anybody else. It just affected me. That's the
Yeah,
crazy
he
thing.
walked up to you specifically and said, "I'm about to give you something to buy."
Yeah, and it was so weird that like I could understand that maybe and because of of my internet that mobs just recognized me. But the fact that it was just one lone rat is just unbelievable, I think.
Oh yeah, that was
It's just
pretty
like
fucking
one lone
funny.
rat got lost from the pack and loaded at the very start of the stage for whatever fucking reason and just fucking murdered me almost.
Yeah, I've been thinking
And I
about
couldn't
redown.
do anything until the cutscene finished. It was
Yeah,
stupid.
no, yeah, no, you couldn't do anything until the fucking intro. I'm actually thinking about re-downloading it on my PlayStation. That's something else that we could all do.
Oh yeah, that would be fun actually, because I
And
haven't
we can enjoy
touched
it at the
Vermintide
solid
2 in
60
a
FPS.
while.
If he has it on
Right?
PlayStation, I don't believe he did.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is I would need to get some of the DLC characters, but even then, let's be honest, I'm pretty much just the fucking Karen shield bearer the entire time.
Yeah,
I don't remember her fucking name, but I just thought it was
Carillion.
funny that you called her a Karen.
She is a Karen, and then her entire personality is just fucking bitching, whining, and about what other people do.
Yeah. Yeah, like that or I'm just basic bitch Marcus.
Her name is
I
Carillion, but I
think
just
that's
call her
his name.
Carillion.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and maybe with the PlayStation 5 version, we could actually finish a campaign on that new endgame mode that we never got into finish because we got to the
Yes.
very end and it
Yeah.
and it was the mode where like it doesn't save. So you had to start the entire thing over.
Yep. That was fucked.
I'm still bitter over that too. Because
Oh,
like
I
I
bet.
was getting into it. It was just like dude, it was just like what 2 hours and
What have I done?
basically just down the drain.
Yeah. 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 God, that blew. That blew hard.
Yeah. Oh, on another note, Ruben,
Yeah.
all of the leaks surrounding Honkai Star Rail version 2.7, guess what they're talking about?
What?
A 5-star standard character selector.
Oh yay! I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be like,
Oh,
oh,
wait.
there's no 5-star selector? Cool.
Question: Did y'all pick up the Dead Island 2 Game Pass? Free Game Pass.
I don't think
I
so.
don't have Game Pass, so I'm gonna say no.
Oh damn! Because Dead Island 2 is free. People with PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I
The last thing I remember is that game was
enjoying
a
the
multi.
first one.
Yeah, I enjoyed the.
Yeah. I I never played the I guess the River Tide. What was it, like a standalone
Riptide?
DLC?
Riptide,
Riptide, yeah.
the sequel to Dead Island 1.
Yep,
Is it
supports
a
up to 3
sequel or
online
is it a?
players.
Oh, okay. It's a sequel game, not like a standalone expansion.
No, it was
Oh.
supposed to be, but it ended up being a standalone game, and it still carries over the progress of your characters from Dead Island 1.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, fucking I had a lot of enjoyment in the first one just because I was it was live at the time that I was playing with and Brandon and my stepbrother, and he was able and to get like modded gear. So it's really funny to start the game and just like one shot everything with like
Oh,
this like fucking electric club that for whatever reason ragdolls everything in your path.
I'm gonna hate myself
Why?
because the HD 2D remake just dropped. Just like I want this.
Oh yeah. I can see why. Speaking of that, I've got to get back into
What is Songs of
what was it?
Not heard
Um, no, I wasn't fucking.
of?
What's that called? Like 11. Yeah, got to get back into 11. But
How the fuck are you like? Are you already in the 20s right now? Oh, I was just hunting. I was just grinding metal slime. You spends like an unhealthy amount of time.
Yeah, it's way too much time.
48 hours,
Oh my god.
48 hours.
dude.
Holy shit, bro.
And like I legitimately think I only found like I found one liquid metal slime, and I think I found like I think I found 4 metal slimes, but like each of them ran away. So that's why I was fucking just looking for that fucking. Yeah, and it was just like, and then like later on in the campaign or whatever, you let me know that there's a slime island, and I'm just like fucking. I fucking farmed that area for a very unhealthy amount. I got everybody up to level 95. Then was very upset when I found out that half of my team just died. They don't exist anymore because of the fucking game story.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't until I got way further that I got them back. But it's just like at that point, it's just like, dude, I spent so much fucking time. It made me sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now in my current version on the Switch, due to the fact that I didn't want to farm anything, now I can't move forward because everything kills me. I'm 10 levels under everything else, and I'm just like thinking to myself, okay, so I gotta farm a healthy amount for my next run. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna farm it a healthy amount. I think I'm gonna farm like 2 or 3 levels in each zone, and that's it. It's so stupid.
Meanwhile, me having the best time of my life.
Dude, my misfortune is your fucking popcorn at this point.
Kind of it. Just a little.
Dude.
Alright.
Fucking Americans, man.
Aren't you one of them?
Our funny bone just procs, and whenever we hear somebody's like sad or upset, we
This
just
is a
laugh at
human
it.
thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a human thing, but it's definitely a fucking American thing. We just laugh at everybody else's misfortune. It's kind of messed up if you think about it.
Yes, we don't think about it. So it happens to us, and then,
Oh
it's
shit. That's how Americans are so stupid. Okay, I understand. Because they don't think.
Speak for yourself.
Hey man.
we laugh at the misfortunes of others, but then when it happens to us, we're like, oh, why? Why?
Why?
How could this happen? No.
I was the chosen one. So
You know what? I should try to be the biggest piece of fucking filth on this planet and I run for president. I heard it works wonder.
I mean, dude, didn't you hear he literally got it into office? So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's so funny, dude.
What if I said that was any different?
I know, dude. So so I asked my I asked Doug if he thought it was time and to move out of country, and he says not yet.
Not yet, you said.
Keep in mind, there's 3 months until his inauguration. Or at this point, it's 2 months. I think he goes in. I think it's like the 19th of January.
Mm,
I think.
Man, a part
I
of me
think
right now,
that's what it usually is.
Skyrim, is wondering, am I gonna do the two-handed thing with my character, or am I gonna go one-handed? Because Dawnbreaker is such a nice. And there's
Yes.
so many undead in Skyrim. Skyrim might as well be a fucking zombie survival game.
Yeah. It might as well be, bro. Dude, you should run that idea by fucking and Konami. Blah, 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 if I can speak, Konami.
No, please, I don't want
Run that
another
by
Metal Gear
Konami.
Survive. Please, no.
Yeah, dude,
Holy
Metal Gear
shit.
Survive, but Skyrim.
No, have mercy.
It'd be great, dude. It'd sell millions.
Probably. Maybe. Possible.
Yeah, and then they would fire the one developer that made their entire company.
Oh god, did they really?
They fired fucking Kojima over Metal Gear. Of course they fucking did that.
Yeah,
God.
they didn't just shoot themselves in the foot. They amputated the whole leg.
Yeah, dude. They thought that Kojima was the problem. No, pachinko machines were the problem. If you're wondering why the fucking video game entertainment company is no longer making money, it's not because the one developer, it's because the fucking company said like, "No, we're not going to make games anymore." But I did hear that they are doing their remasters of the previous games justice. But that doesn't surprise me since they have all of the fucking
Oh,
blueprints
they need to
and the
kiss
code
ass.
for those games. Oh, is it bad?
No, they need to kiss ass. They really
Oh.
need to kiss ass.
Oh yeah.
Mastering in the
Oh yeah.
first three. They gotta kiss ass hard. They need to go full tongue and ass kind of hard
Mhm.
with that.
Yeah.
There's no ifs and buts about it. They fuck up these remasters. they're done.
Oh
The
yeah,
entire
no,
fan base
absolutely.
gone.
Yeah, like, cause
Yeah,
like,
and it's probably best that they learn now from Dragon Age's shit,
mhm.
because that's kind of what's gonna happen, but probably worse.
Oh yeah, no, cause like with the Metal Gear remasters, I kind of thought that that the fucking remake of Dead Space was going and to be a huge fuck up just because Anthem was a huge fuck up, right? And because the original people behind the first Dead Space, they left EA a while ago. So I thought that that game was going and to be really bad. But lo and behold, they actually did a really good job with that Dead
Oh
Space
yeah,
remake.
Yep.
So
that remake is
yeah.
so fucking.
Yeah, and
And you
so
already
like,
know I played a fuck ton out of the first
oh yeah, yeah,
three,
no,
mainly
hmm
1 and 2, but
yeah.
yeah, enough to
So
impress me. Needless to say.
yeah, and so at this point, I am certain that remakes can be done even without the original people working on it because I feel as though the Metroid Prime remakes were also good, but I don't want to give Konami the benefit of the doubt just because at this point their entire catalog is remakes. They're doing Silent Hill remakes and they're doing Metal Gear Solid remakes. So, I feel like they don't really have a choice if they want to stick around
Look,
in the industry unless they do a good job.
the fact that I saw David Hayter doing trade presenting the game here on PlayStation, I
Hmm.
was like, oh, they're bringing back the actual Snake actor,
Hmm.
our Snake, not no.
Hmm.
Sutherland did a good job as Venom Snake.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but there's David Hayter as Solid slash Naked Boss.
Hmm.
That's our Snake. There's no there's no buts. That's just who we grew up
Hmm. Right, yeah. Um
with.
yeah, so like I'm at this point I'm pretty certain remakes can do really well, but I'm just at least I have an example of a remake done right with Dead Space, and it's from EA, which is a company that's almost as evil as Konami, if not seem to be worse. I mean, Konami did Kojima dirty, but you can't say that Konami games have been all bad
Honestly,
just
I kind of
because
laughed when
they've kind of been
Kojima.
non-existent for a really long time.
Honestly, I kind of laughed when Kojima got the shaft
Yeah.
because he was trying to shaft David Hayter for a time, trying to get someone else to voice Nick.
Oh wait, really? What was
Yep.
that about? That's weird.
Yeah, no, he constantly tried to recast voices like, constantly, and sometimes even went as far as to put out auditions and not tell him.
I wonder if that's why he got fired is because like the community was such a big fan of him that that they kind of fired him without saying anything. So I guess the moral of the story is there's two sides to every story.
Yep.
Because I hadn't heard about that. I wonder if that's why.
Well, whether it is or isn't, not come up.
Right, yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't think I heard him. Sorry, it's Kojima.
Hmm.
But yeah, he quite often tried to recast Snake without even David.
Mhm. Yeah, like like if you want a different voice, or if you don't think even though everybody likes him, right? I can understand why you might want somebody different, because like a video game to a developer is your baby, and if you don't think he's representing him enough or in the direction you want it to go, I can understand the hesitation on his end, maybe. But at the same time, I don't think anybody was complaining about it, because even I know who that is, and I'm not even familiar with Metal Gear Solid like as a whole. David Hayter is the voice of Snake. I don't know if he's the voice of Big Boss either, but like I don't necessarily know the lore, so I'm just like, but but like everybody seems to really like him voicing him in the video games. So it's just it's kind of weird that like the director or the developer would want someone different when nobody's saying anything bad. The only person who's saying anything bad about it or suggesting that it's bad is the developer trying to get him recasted.
Oh,
So like I don't know. But like I can understand it, but like holding auditions for it without letting him know just seems shady.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah. Cuz I mean like voice actors they get a lot of shit. They have to put up with a lot of stuff. They're not unionized, and now there's this whole movement along the lines of AI voicing, right? And whether or not the voice actors of those voices that AI is using their voices for, if they're going to be compensated for that, and along with the fact that there's not really a booth you have to rent out if you do that, voice actors voice through AI, so you don't really have to pay them at all. So
right.
like voice actors get the short end of the stick all the time, but it's kind of disheartening, and to hear that some developers just
Bruh.
don't want to, have a perfectly capable voice actor doing a really good job in the video games that they're giving roles for, and just be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna use someone else. I'm gonna do my damnedest and to make sure you're not voicing this character for whatever reason.
I think
I'm just
what I heard is Keith Sutherland's. From what I heard anyway, true or not, was apparently Kojima's ideal voice cast for at least Big Boss, I guess.
mm, okay. And you'll
Uh,
have to let me know. Is Big Boss and Snake, are they the same person? Or
yes and no.
okay, awesome.
This is a whole this is a
Alright.
whole rabbit hole I want to go down. Go watch a lore video.
All right. I will do that whenever I feel like doing that.
This is a rabbit hole, dude.
It's a rabbit hole,
Yes and
man.
no.
Like,
Like
is
this
it
is
a?
history that goes all the way back to like the Cold War in Cuba during the Missile Crisis,
Oh, okay, fantastic.
and even further beyond that to World War One with a character called the Boss, which was mentor and teacher to Naked Snake, who then became Big Boss. So yeah, that's a little sample of okay, there's a whole lot more than to all this fucking shit.
Wait, he's my father? My dad's gamer tag is Big Box 747.
All right, Ruben.
Yes.
I'm gonna have you not to interject with like random comments when I'm already struggling comprehending this.
No, you're gonna deal with it.
I'm gonna need you to not do that. Okay, so the boss is not Big Boss, but the mentor of Big Boss, and now the mentor to Solid Snake, who, in fact, is Big Boss, but not really.
No, Solid Snake is not Big Boss. Solid Snake is a clone of Big Boss.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's a clone. It doesn't. It's two different individuals. Just they're technically the same person, but they're clones. Okay.
1 of 5.
It's a technicality. Dude, fucking. All right.
I just started with like a brief summary of like some of the characters, and already your mind can't wrap around it. It's fucking hilarious.
You know what, man?
Yeah,
Is any of us
fucking
really
those are-
surprised that I'm in particular not understanding this? Is
Like-
anybody really surprised?
What, like this shit is so convoluted. It's crazy how like it's crazy how much everything just fucking like winds around,
Right. Yeah. See,
and yet still makes more sense than Kingdom Hearts.
Yes,
I
that's
was
the worst
just
part.
about to bring it up. Like this is like fucking Metal Gear Solid is your Kingdom Hearts, and I'm just like thinking to myself, wait a second.
Yeah, except it actually has a thought process put to it.
Yeah, dude. Bro, you gotta fucking admit that whoever does the Kingdom Hearts shit has no fucking idea what they're doing 60% of the fucking time. Because that's the only way anything makes sense.
The guy who originally fucking wrote up Kingdom Hearts was just the guy who drew monsters for fucking Final Fantasy. And there was like, oh,
Right,
related
yeah.
designs. Do a
Yeah,
thing with it.
yeah.
So
For
the guy
whatever
who
reason.
has no business writing and drawing out a fucking story to write it. Draw
Yeah.
out the story.
Yeah, like fuck, like his name escapes me, but for whatever reason, the first name that jumps in my head is Akira Toriyama, and I have to apologize to him because that's not what he does.
That's
Because
Nomura?
Akira Toriyama
Was it him?
is the legend in behind Dragon Ball Z. I'm aware of this.
Was it
Like,
Tetsun
that's-
Nomura?
Yes, that's his name. But yeah, Tetsuya Nomura was the guy behind the I guess it was at the time Versus 13 and fucking a lot of 15's in development along with Kingdom Hearts and just Kingdom Hearts 3. But like yeah, no fucking yeah. Kingdom Hearts has a really good story. It just you have to jump through a lot of fucking hoops because the games,
A lot of
for
mental
whatever reason,
gymnastics.
they're a little bit confusing unless you actually know what you're doing. I will say it's a very interesting way of telling a story.
Yeah, sure.
To not be tied down by a linear story, that's pretty cool. Except for the fact that people don't understand it.
Yeah. somehow, in some way, Kingdom Hearts 2 is still the better game out of all the games.
Uh, as I'm saying this as a fan of Kingdom Hearts, but not somebody who grew up playing the games. I can see why you would think 2 would be better than 3.
Like,
But for what
graphically,
3 was, I enjoyed it a fair bit.
yeah.
There were some things
Oh, yeah.
along the story that I wasn't a huge fan of, but
There was a third.
yeah, no, it just came out literally 14 years later. I mean, what, you couldn't wait 14 years, buddy?
Yeah, to be fair, most of the Disney wonder is kind of dead now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You want to release a game, make sure it's like localized within our childhood. Not when we're in our fucking, existential crisis period of our 30s.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, but like it was also weird because you know how Kingdom Hearts was like a phenomenon
Yeah.
and it was really, really popular. For whatever reason, Disney just chose not to do anything with it, like at all. Like, what the fuck? Why?
Because they don't like success nowadays.
I'm just like, apparently.
I mean, they probably would have had me if they just put some Star Wars shit.
Yeah, dude, the founder of Disney was on to something when he chose to freeze himself rather than raise the company. He was on to something. It's like, I don't want to deal with any of you. Just put me under until you can cure my cancer. That's what he did.
No.
It's like, I don't want to deal with any of you fuckers. You guys are screwing this up. Get me out.
How far into the game over? Yeah.
That shit is wild.
Wild.
Yes, sir.
I should probably check the dinner. They would make a hamburger helper. Probably done by now.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah, what's up?
You should totally download fucking Vermintide 2 for PlayStation 5. Oh, God.
I actually might do that, to be honest with you. As soon as I'm done with the
Goddamn Driggs turd.
with my gacha games, I'll download it because I can't do both. You know, shitternet.
Yep.
Dude, for real, I cannot do both. Last time I was on a Discord call with Ruben and David. On the computer or whatever. I was on Discord call. Everything about the Discord call was fine. And I was using the PlayStation 5 to attempt to play online in Wilds with them. I lost access to the fucking web browser on my computer. It would not load Google, my homepage. That's how fucking bad this fucking internet is out here. And I'm just like, I don't understand why my computer just refuses not to really load. And like I know the reason why. It's because I chose to go with a Wi-Fi adapter USB rather than upgrading my actual, you know, like built-in Wi-Fi adapter attached to the motherboard. I chose the cheaper route than spending another $30 and just getting one attached to it. So like it's really my own fucking problem at this point.
Right.
But it's just like I didn't think it would be this fucking bad. Cuz like
You want to know some shit?
I'm almost certain that was my issue when I was over at the house.
You want to know my issues here? Retaining fucking like Wi-Fi issues or just internet.
What?
So for the longest time, like getting any internet connection to like the like back part of the house, whatnot, it's just always been low signal because fucking there's still I guess aluminum siding between the addition and the trailer of my place. Thus,
Oh,
we always
really? Wow.
we always chalked it up to just that fucking with the internet connection.
Mhm. Right, yeah.
So since I've moved up to the France, switched place with my mom and all that, she, I moved it to the front, and then it just any connection that was back there with my brother just died. So he started using our living room with with a smaller TV to connect to the internet and whatnot. But that was becoming an issue because he was getting into argument with my mom.
Right.
So I told him, I was like, look, this shit's becoming a problem. I'm just moving the fucking internet back where it was, and everyone can just fucking deal, you know?
Yeah, it's just like
Everyone gets
why
the Wi-Fi
put up with
treatment.
the bullshit when you don't have to?
Yeah, everyone gets the Wi-Fi treatment. So I switch it, and nobody's wired anymore. Namely myself. Everyone's
Mm.
getting Wi-Fi in the house. So the internet connection went from abysmal to full fucking connection after I connected it back to where it was.
But it obviously wasn't working when you
Yeah,
had originally moved it.
yeah, exactly. But now he has full fucking connection.
What's the problem then?
I don't know. We're guessing that me having a wired fucking connection like was just taking
Just
all the broadband, I
sucked up
guess.
too much bandwidth, man.
Like,
That's
holy
probably
shit.
what it did too. Because like I would imagine that might have been and the issue everybody else was having at the house because when the router was originally in my room, I was hooked in and to it. But when they moved it, everybody was wireless. So, my internet wasn't as stable as it used to be, but I got less complaints from everybody else in the house. So maybe that might have been it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All I
dude, it's
know
just like
is that
why?
shit was fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like cuz with me I feel as though like how Wi-Fi works, it's made to be broken on purpose. That way the ISPs can charge you more for better service. That's my thoughts. Just because it makes no fucking sense that a router right next to a computer couldn't pick up on that signal well enough to give me stable online access. That either comes down to the internet company fucking up or the people building the parts for the computer build it in a way that they're made to fuck up on purpose. That way, it incentivizes you to spend money on another part. It's just I I feel like a lot of our issues we have just comes down to corporate greed, where our shit is made to break or made to not work fully unless we have this. It's I find it and to be really weird that it just happens and to be like some people have the greatest Wi-Fi in the world and then other people have the shittiest Wi-Fi in the world for literally no fucking reason. It should never
and
be this
then
bad, but for whatever reason it is. And I just don't
and
get it.
then on PlayStation, I decided to do a connection test, and I saw that I was getting over 200 I guess 200 megabytes per second
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
download speed. I was like, oh, well, it's not an issue, so I guess I'll leave it like this.
Oh no.
Right. Yeah, it's just like it literally makes no fucking sense on as to what's going on.
Honestly, it's just what the fuck was all the what was all the headache over? This is just it's just
Mhm.
good now.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. Something's
Fucking
going
stupid.
on. I don't really know what's going on, but yeah, no. There's something's happening.
Always something
'Cause
happening.
because I've been using internet for years, and I'm certain I know what I'm talking about, right?
Totally. Believable. Winks out with us.
Hey.
Maybe about this, perhaps about ostriches. Fuck
dude, I am certain that actual ostriches breathe fire in real life. I'm certain at this point now.
How about you go say hello to one and tell me how that goes?
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
That's
Because it means
everything
me
we
coming
got.
to terms with how stupid I am sometimes. Why did I fucking call it an ostrich?
I don't know.
It made no sense. Like, I knew it didn't have any bird feathers on it whatsoever, but for whatever reason, its shape was just like, oh look, it looks like its body shape looks like an ostrich. Never mind the fact I've never seen an ostrich in my life, and I know what they look like, but it's just like, what the fuck? There's no beak, there's no feathers. Why you call it a fucking ostrich? Because I'm a moron.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, now. Dude.
God, that shit's funny.
Yeah, man. Fucking Ruben. Why the fuck he thinks ostriches exist in fucking MMOs anyway?
Me? I'm sorry. I'm not the white mage just spamming Cure 3 while everyone's dying to everything else he brought with him.
Alright, okay. Pilgrim, give me Cinderella. Give me Cinderella. Fuck you, game. Give me Missilus. I'll take Maxwell, sure. At this point, I don't fucking care. Maxwell's fine.
Damn you, Lewis. How could you?
Huh?
How could you?
Yeah, man, you're screwing up my fucking gotcha polls, bro.
No, no, I have something better. So I was playing Final Fantasy 16 and got a hold of the Ifrit abilities finally. And it's called Ignition. And I thought, oh, that looks pretty cool. Let me use it. Meanwhile, charges as everyone like I'm a fucking train dragging them into walls.
Oh, I remember that fucking ability. It's shit, but it's so much fun to use.
And it brought me to Lewis playing Rogadin. He switched his character to Rogadin, and he was playing Paddling.
Yeah.
And him just running down the aisle, bringing every enemy with him.
That reminds me of the fucking time I was the fucking spear user in Neo, and I'm just like fucking charging off the dock.
Oh god.
I was like, follow the leader.
All right, lead us, Alex. Yeah, you're the leader.
Just uses
Follow
that
our fearless- follow our
fucking
fearless
running
leader.
ability with the spear, where you're fucking twirling, you get like a color guard, and I just literally just run off the fucking dock.
Yes,
Yeah,
a fearlessly leader.
Fearless leader.
The fearless leader. Let's go.
Sadly, the thing he felt like he wasn't afraid of was gravity. And we all know in Souls games, gravity's always wins.
And apparently it started with Crash Bandicoot, and I didn't even know about it. I hadn't even realized it until you pointed it out.
I love the fact that you're just like, God, yeah, Crash Bandicoot is my childhood game. I love this fucking game. I was like, hold the fuck up. You're telling me that Crash Bandicoot is your childhood game? Yeah, the game that is 90% whole.
Yep.
Your biggest weakness. You pauses for a long while. Fuck you, Lewis.
I've never touched it since.
I believe you.
Just like, way to ruin my literal childhood, buddy.
I'm sorry.
It's not your
As far
fault.
as I'm concerned, I did you a fucking favor.
Dude, you saved Crash's lives probably an infinite amount of times. By
Yeah,
me
and
not
possibly a
playing it.
controller.
I do remember breaking several when I was a child.
Wonder what from.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, it was. Dude, you opened my eyes to the fact that I am just quite literally bad at video games.
No, you're not.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
You're terribly good at video games.
Bro, the last several years you've introduced me to these fucking gacha fucking games. I think my fucking peanut-sized brain has literally gotten worse over the years.
Probably.
And trust me, me being good at gacha games and me knowing what, what's good and what's bad in gacha games, that's not a fucking talent I'm proud of. Let me assure you of that.
You know what? We'll swing you back to Kingdom Hearts 2 or 3. You're gonna play in Critical or Proud Mode. You can do it.
I'm trying to
Dude,
remember how the fuck I got.
I play all
access
of
to
my
Ancient Lord
RPGs
Armor.
in normal mode because I play them once for the story and then I'm done. I literally do not understand why you would play an RPG for the combat. Because in my opinion, RPGs, the focus is on the story.
Man, you're telling me you only play the RPGs for the story, not the like mechanics or just actually like enjoyment of the game.
Well, I
The
have
pure
fun
enjoyment
playing
is
through the game, but I
uh
mean, I'm there enjoying the story.
just read a fucking book, my dude.
I don't like reading, dude. I like watching.
Well, you
But
like reading the
how
dialogue from said fucking scene.
exactly?
Look, and if it makes you feel any better, just fucking go subscribe to Audible. There you go.
You guys are so mean to me.
You just mad
What?
because you can't fucking retort that.
I literally can't. I have fun with the gameplay mechanics in story-driven games, right?
Yeah, but you'd be
And
perfectly
I
fine if you didn't have to do anything.
well, I mean, I like doing something. I'm just, you know, with with Ruben, he will keep playing the games for hours and hours and hours on end after he's already beaten the story and to do that like end game content or whatever or he'll play it again on a harder mode and I'm just like the replay value after I've seen everything that the story has to offer that's not there for me so I guess I don't understand it from an individual who just plays the games, enjoys the games once for like let's say 20 to like 40 hours experience wise and then just like puts them down. I don't understand why you would continue coming back to a game because of that combat experience. But
I mean,
maybe I'm just weird, which you know me. I am pretty weird. So, let's
I
not rule that
mean,
out quite yet.
the fact that I keep going back to Dragon's fucking Dogma is purely because of gameplay. And while there is a story to that game,
Yeah.
arguably, I'm there for gameplay. And it's not just about like you've done the thing once and then you're done. There are a lot of RPGs like that. Let's take fucking any Dragon Quest game really into consideration for that. Because there's no carryover function. There's no new game plus. So you can easily just be one and done with the fucking Dragon Quest game. And that's a game for me that you do one and done, and then you get the urge to play again like a couple months later, and then you play again. That's my Dragon Quest. That's my Dragon Quest experience.
Right, okay.
But
Yeah.
there are games that purely excel off of just the replayability, just because the combat is so good. Look at Devil May Cry, for instance. The story for Devil May Cry, honestly, couldn't fucking give a shit. However, how fucking flashy and how fucking good, the combat looks, and just getting the sheer satisfaction, I would imagine, from people who just master that system and just can pull off pure cinema when it comes to fucking combat in that game.
Yep.
I would imagine it is bliss. But that's not my thing, personally, with Devil May Cry.
Right. Okay, yeah.
While I do enjoy, good combat or good gameplay in my RPGs and whatnot,
Hmm.
I'm not there for, say, Devil May Cry's level of combat, where that is a high cap for me. Shit, however, like Dragon's Dogma, however, are my alley, where it's not that, but just diverse enough for me to just be entertained for endless amounts of hours. I say endless, but not the time I play time. You know,
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like
also look at
and for
timeless
me
games
it's
like Skyrim.
mhm.
There many good Skyrim, or rather any else.
Right, yeah. Like it's
And
it's weird that you bring up specifically Skyrim, and because like Skyrim is like a game that both you and I have gone back to several times. And I'm
yep,
pretty certain I've played through that game's story, but for whatever reason, um the I keep going back to it even with me saying that I don't understand why anybody would like go back or keep playing it. But I am going back to specifically Skyrim. So I guess maybe the gameplay, maybe the immersion, you know,
well, the
maybe
thing is
all of
about
that.
Elder Scrolls is you know just neck deep in just lore and story and whatnot, as well as
Mm,
given you obviously, even though the combat isn't really that complex, it's just such a fucking iconic system to work through with. Like it has a formula
I
that is
agree. Yeah.
translated to many
Hmm. Like
and and overall the Elder Scrolls universe has so much to it that you
yeah.
can't help but not get an urge to go back when you like. I was randomly just going through fucking YouTube and I saw something for Skyrim. I watched a video and then that video turned into fucking 2 videos and then 4, and I was like, well, I'm re-downloading Skyrim because I feel like enjoying the not so much Skyrim, but the world that is, you know, Elder Scrolls. Be it
Right,
doing
yeah.
side quests and reading the books that are in the game and learning, like relearning about figures in history of Skyrim and
Right, yeah.
traditions of ancient
Mm,
Nords and history behind the dragons and whatnot. Just
right,
lore.
yeah.
This,
It's
this,
it's the lore
these
dump
games,
rather than the like main story of the game.
and if you really let it shine and you just sit there in one place and vibe, be it in the mountains, looking over vast valleys, plains, and you know, going down the Falkreath and just basking in this really foggy
Oh my
pine
god.
forest, or like I said, going atop of the mountains of the world and looking down upon essentially your playground, and above you is the aurora borealis, as well as the several moons. The game is
Right.
amazing as well, visually as well as audio ambience.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, the these sounds have always been good. Like and for me, I feel like building up your and your character in a particular way that you want to, whether it be a thief, whether it be a full-blown warrior, whether it be like a mage. I feel like the experience and the journey to do that is something special in specifically Skyrim, right? Just because the game's so big, there are so many like and locations, whether they're big or small, that give you something that you could work towards, or if you just want to explore this cave or explore this dungeon or this crypt, and you end up finding something that you've never seen it before. Because to this day, I've played Skyrim so often that when I do go back, I'm always finding something new, something different that I didn't experience before. So yeah, no, I just feel like Bethesda was really cooking something special with Skyrim in particular,
I mean,
which keeps me going back to it.
it's just Elder Scrolls in general. There is a reason I just played Oblivion as well for just God until Skyrim even just came out.
Mhm.
Like you would always see me on Oblivion back in the day, always. And Skyrim is like Skyrim is just a game that is just a vibe.
Yep.
It's always something that you could just vibe to, whether it's just you're just roaming around in the wilderness. You know, there's the calming, serene music playing as you travel from one place to the other, traveling aimlessly. There's plenty of ruins out in the world that you think, man, these ancient ruins, like what's the story behind this? And then go in there and possibly get a glimpse of some of that lore, which is, you know, more, you know, delved into via the plethora of books that are just
What a
Oh
mess.
yeah, there are.
you have the option to
shit
learn
ton of books in that game.
hundreds.
Wait.
Right, yeah. And like I feel like there's a good amount of just replayability in the fact that that the Daedric weapons are just something that is fun and to hunt down, along with, you know, you also have the, I guess, the shouts, I think they're called in
This
the
area
game.
can't handle.
Yep.
Just like old
Like
times.
one of the things that I do
Be sure to keep clear of this wall.
in Skyrim myself personally is I save the main quest for last because there's not that much to it, sadly, to me.
Right.
But saving off the main story until, you know, I want to say like 10 hours into the game, 20 maybe, if that's depending on how much you do, or all the other DLCs, or at least Dawnguard first, or both, you know, clearing out as much of the maps dungeons as possible. Brings out a lot more of the challenge fighting the dragons to me because the dragons scale with levels, obviously.
Yeah, I guess the one thing about the lore of Skyrim is, like, I don't know why, but I was just fascinated by the dwarven stuff. I just always really liked that.
Yeah, it's a glimmer. The fact that they're not actually dwarves, they're just another race of elves
Yeah. Yeah, they're like in
who
like
ended
a,
up fucking each other over. They become the Felmer.
yeah. Yeah. It's, really interesting stuff. And I also liked the DLC Dawnguard, I think. I liked that stuff because it actually had, like, they I think that they reworked the vampire, right?
Yeah,
And I think they did something with the werewolf too.
Yeah, they did do a little something.
I needed that.
I think they added a skill tree, or maybe that was just mods.
So it was always don't remember. It felt like it was always just culture. Either way.
Right? Yeah. No. Because it's weird because mods have really spoiled us with that that whole game. Because, like, if you go back and play the vanilla version of Skyrim, there's just, you really are looking at a game that is just missing a whole lot.
Yep.
Yep.
I also think that helps, mainly the mods I look at are things that add to the world lore-wise and immersive. I wanna,
Yeah. which
there's
is
a lot of
something
people
I
who-
never did because Sony, you know, special.
There is a lot of lore buffs out there. Really, any franchise, but like for Elder Scrolls itself, and I enjoy mods that are lore buffs, and they add things to Skyrim that should be there, or tweak things for the races. Like I have a mod that tweaks the body size of each different race to what their average height would be canonically, as well as tweaking buffs to the race.
Right, yeah.
I have it so that there's a lot more things around the map right now for Skyrim that makes it like a lot more medieval fantasy. I've added mods that add more ruined homes or burned down buildings because of the civil war going on.
Right, yeah.
I've added more guard patrols going through the roads, traveling between border to border. And there are full-on skirmishes just randomly out in the world now in my game. Because there is a civil war.
Right, yeah. And even when you started that whole storyline or whatever, and there was like this huge civil war going on, you never saw anything happening.
Oh, he did it a third time.
It was just kind of like, yeah. I still remember one of your videos on your YouTube. It was like 45 seconds, and it was called Not Like This. It was
Yep.
It was the one where you like loaded in and then just got demolished immediately by these two sides of a war going on.
Yes, spawned right in the
You
middle of
loaded
the
in.
skirmish. And I just got mosh pit, just dead, instantly gone, eviscerated.
Yeah.
So ends the saga of the Dragonborn. Fucking destroyed.
Yeah, dude. That was just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. Still one of the funniest moments.
Yeah, dude, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, dude. It had a lasting impression on me just because it was just like, what? Like,
Yeah. At that point, when the mod was out, it was just this mod tells you not to like install it until after you pick a side, and because I didn't pick a
Right.
side, both sides aggroed on me, so they just fucking said, "You die now."
and now you know that disclaimer is there for a reason.
Yep. Then again, I wasn't expecting it to fucking like spawn me in the middle of a battle like as I load into Falkreath.
Right, yeah. And like, what's funny about it too is just like you didn't spawn at the beginning of the battle when the soldiers are lighting up. You spawn like literally steps away from them interacting with each other. Yeah.
Yep.
It was just like, wow.
They
The fucking
really just
game was on its sauce that day.
they literally just all their necks snapped at 90 degrees and just all ran at me.
Yeah, and the funny thing is about
Yeah.
that is when you load into a place, it autosaves.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I had to load a save because I was stuck in the loop.
Yeah. It's so fucking funny. It's like I want to continue. Dead.
Press on.
Yes.
So fucking funny.
outside the volcano. You get used to the heat, though I don't remember it being quite this hot.
Was that one cause for concern?
It was. And they're getting bigger.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
I'm surprised I've been playing Skyrim as long as I have been, honestly. But like I said, this game was just a fucking vibe.
Yeah, it's a timeless classic. And the fact that it's gotten so much mod support over and the years just speaks volumes as to, you know, the quality of games that Bethesda actually and put out. Like, because it's weird because like if a game like Skyrim came out as buggy as that game was at launch, it would have been downvoted. It would have received bad word of mouth. It would have not sold very well at all. But in 2011, even in spite of all of those problems that Skyrim had at launch, it still made a shit ton of fucking money. And as an example that you cannot release a Skyrim in 2020, what was it, late 2022 or late 2023? I don't remember what the game was called. Starfield, I think. Yeah, that's a case in point as to my, you know, you don't want to release a game like Skyrim in the modern era because people did not like that game very much. Because even the modders went back to special editions and Skyrim. I think it was the dude who made the multiplayer mod for Skyrim. He said that this game's shit.
Damn, really?
Yeah. He really did. He was working on it, and then he apologized because he refused and to play a game that was garbage. And went back to special edition.
Nope.
Yeah. And the fact that it was the modding community that did that just said volumes as to the quality that was Starfield, because that game was bad. Or I can't objectively say it was bad, but I've heard it was bad for what people wanted from a Bethesda game.
I love that I can just go back to fucking... just fucking 2011. That old.
Yeah.
And
Just enjoy my time. Get more time out of this fucking game that's been out since 2011. Just like versus a game that's just come out recently.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and what's strange about Skyrim and for me in particular is I don't like games that will just kind of rot on my PlayStation 5 or my and my PC and just take up space, because I feel like, you know, get it off there, make my, you know, PC potentially run better, make my desktop load faster, and by not having it there, but I can go to my desktop now and lo and behold, Skyrim is there on my PC despite me not touching it for like, I don't know, a full year at this point. It's just still there because I know at some point I'll feel like hopping back in, because it's such a fun experience and to play through.
gone to the countryside right now, Whiterun, and after installing that mod, I'm seeing like more burned down buildings because of the Civil War and whatnot. The only thing that's really holding this game back, Skyrim that is its engine.
Yep.
Because it can't like take advantage of like the PS5 and load distances.
Oh yeah, no. The game still loads like hot garbage, which I feel like was one of the worst things about vanilla Skyrim, and the fact
PS5,
that
not so much. If you're talking about loading screen, if you're talking about load distance,
load distance, yeah, because something will just not be there, and then the next thing you know, it'll just kind of like be there, and it's just like
pop in, serious issue.
Yeah,
Especially because there's wide open fields like Whiterun.
right, yeah, I was just thinking Whiterun.
However, I have a mod that does deal with that a little bit. It's a mod that like lets more tree and whatnot still appear from further, especially on mountain. Kind of alleviates it a bit, but seriously,
Is there no other way across?
they really should have. It's not really it's just limitation on it at this point.
Right. Yeah. No. It's that engine. I mean, they've been using the exact same engine even in Starfield. I think it's the exact same engine that was used in Morrowind. I mean, obviously, it's a new rendition of it, but it's the same engine that went into Skyrim, the same engine that went into Fallout 4, the same engine that went into Starfield, the same engine that went into Fallout 76. It's just they need a new fucking engine. Like they need to make it from the ground up. There's a reason why everybody who was using in-house engine all jump ship to Unreal Engine 5 or jump ship from what they were using, which was maybe EA's Frostbite engine or
That's not.
or something like that. They all jump ship to Unreal Engine 4 or just Unreal Engine 5, and that's where they're working on games. I mean, hell, even Square Enix's engine that was used for all of the Kingdom Hearts games. They switched mid-development to Unreal Engine 4 for Kingdom Hearts 3, which was one of the reasons why it took so long for that game to come out when they had revealed it that they were working. But I feel like the only people who are still using their own in-house engine is probably Capcom with the RE engine.
And probably Nintendo.
I mean, maybe? I'm not certain what Nintendo uses though, but I would imagine they don't use Unreal Engine. I mean, although I'm not on the Switch very often, so who knows?
I doubt that they
You
are.
were saying and something, Lewis, before I cut you off?
We're nearly at the
I
origin.
mean, I would love to see like Skyrim and like fucking Unreal Engine 5 or some shit. That'd be crazy.
Oh, dude, a full-blown remaster of like
Whatever it is.
a remake
Friendly.
of Skyrim or whatever would be phenomenal. And I feel like probably Bethesda wants a home run, so maybe they should probably do that, but they should probably give us back all of the cut content that they originally,
Oh yeah.
put in the original. You know.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Nice try.
I mean, at this point, like, I get it for Skyrim. At least at this point, like the visual, like design of the game is pretty iconic because it is Skyrim.
Right. Yeah.
But then, you know, I would like to see a Skyrim remaster come out that has the graphics similar to what they have.
Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah, so a little bit better, you know.
Yeah, and like, to be fair, as much as people say fucking Bethesda is going to re-release Skyrim in the next couple years and to celebrate, you know, another milestone of the anniversary of that game, you know, it'll be the upteenth time that everybody's buying Skyrim. To be honest with you, I kind of want them to at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I kind of do, because the last game everybody was excited for was a brand new IP that's not Fallout or it's not Elder Scrolls or whatever. It's brand new IP from them. Haven't had an original IP from them in quite some time, but obviously I don't think the talent's there. They might as well just stick to what they're good at this point.
Yeah. Sadly at this point for a lot of development, the talent has like either been fired or.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and what sucks about it is that even if the talent goes off and does something on their own without the corporate oversight, you end up with games like Mighty Number 9 or fucking what was that game called? Callisto Protocol?
That's
And it's just
shit.
like, yeah, but it's just like Mighty Number 9 was from the dude who created fucking Mega Man, and the people who worked on the original Dead Space and who made that game what it is or whatever worked on Callisto Protocol. But both games were utter garbage. So I just, you know, it sucks that even with the talent moving to different studios, that we don't get the same level of quality that players wanted from them originally, right? I mean, obviously, you have to leave and focus on, you know, your work environment if it's unsafe or if it's unhealthy or if you just, you know, want to do your own thing and not make, you know, the, you know, live service game, you know, even though you've been working on single player experiences. I'm looking at you, fucking Rocksteady. You know, Build the Justice League wasn't exactly a great game. But yeah,
that game
it
had,
sucks.
That game had fans fucking on for fucking like, what the fuck are they doing in this game? Or fucking establish it.
Right, yeah, like, because like a lot of people wanted a Superman game, you know, like an Arkham series, but Superman rather than that. So I guess it wouldn't be Arkham, it would be Metropolis, right? But you know, but instead what we hear is that Rocksteady's working on Gotham Knights, which is bad, and then immediately after that flopped, they go over and they start working on Kill the Justice League, which is another live service. And it's just like, okay, cool, you have iconic villains. What are they using? They're not using their iconic weapons. You know, fucking the fucking female Joker chick. I forget her name.
Harley Quinn, how dare you?
Oh, shoot me. But don't do that. That's bad. No, she's not using her hammer, which is like fine, I guess. I don't know, but she's using a gun, which is like okay, fine. But Mr. Boomerang, not using a fucking boomerang. He's using a fucking rifle. And it's like everybody's, you know, using guns and shit. The only one it works for is Deadshot, but it's just like, I guess it's, I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just, you know, I don't blame the talented developers leaving the industry or moving to different studios with much less opportunities and to create these big budget games and that people do want when the corporations in charge of your old studios just want to make the next Concord. Ask Sony how that worked out. Let me tell you, it did it. That game survived 13 days. It was bad. And like, you know, they phrased it in a way that we'll bring it back. And then, you know, and then like 2 months later, Sony's confirmed that the studio closed. Yeah, and what's funny about that is the internal memo that told developers what was happening or whatever, or the interview was spoken by the this particular dude, right? But that particular dude was the whole reason why Sony invested so hard into Concord's development to begin with. And he still got to keep his fucking job. So the reason why Sony fucking lost so much fucking money is because under his word they had bought a studio and they invested millions upon millions of dollars into this one small studio that didn't really do anything big before, but for whatever reason, I guess fucking Sony was gaslit into believing that this was going to be the next big thing. And yeah.
Wasn't that other MOBA?
What's it?
I think so. But it's just like, yeah, it's just like he got to keep his fucking job.
MOBAs are just not what.
Yeah. Although, speaking of
you're gonna need
MOBAs,
a time machine to go back and release a MOBA and try to compete in that again.
Right,
It is pretty
yeah.
solidified MOBAs people
Yeah.
are playing now.
yeah, you know, MOBAs, arena fighters, I kind of feel like it's just another way of, I guess MOBA's different, right? But like arena shooters, you know, and to me, that just screams Slayer from fucking Halo. That's basically what it is. It's just a smaller map. It's a smaller map with no vehicles, and maybe in the arena shooters, a particular character is classified as a particular class with an ability only their individual and class is able to use. Very little differences in terms of that. It's instead of just shooting, you're able to shoot, you're able to put up shields, and you're able to you know throw different weapons and use different powers during that fucking
Oh, cool. That's my checkpoint.
That's literally all it is. And to me, that just seems really boring. And this is me who never really hopped on the bandwagon when Overwatch 1 originally, took off.
Yep. Out of my ass, suffering right in fucking
Yeah, which speaking of Legends, yeah, if speaking of Legends, or League, I guess. Part 1 of season 2 of Arcane came out recently in the last few days on Netflix. Oh, dude, Arcane is like fucking. I watched the first season, expecting it to be another adaptation of a video and game series, and completely failing. Bro, I was blown away by the first season. I was just like, wait,
By the
what?
way, none of that is like canon with like what's in from. That's
Wait,
its
really?
own separate thing. Yeah, that's its own separate fucking thing.
Oh well, that's probably why it's so good. But like, bro, in terms of the quality, it's just like it blows my mind. And what's shocking about the whole thing is that Netflix are the same people who did that really bad adaptation of Death Note recently in the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. Remember the one with like Light screaming like a little girl? That one?
No, because I fucking stayed miles away from it.
I watched reviews on it. That's the only reason why I know, but like it was just so fucking funny. So it's so weird that Netflix is able to put out really good shit like Arcane, like the fucking Defender shows, let's be honest, I like the Voltron remake a fair bit. And they can put out some really good bangers, but then at the same time they can put out stuff like Death Note, and it just boggles the mind. Just like, where is all the talent that did this going when you did this? it's wild.
There we go.
Ruben.
What's up? Sorry, I had a fire fling lizard in my face.
I'm re-downloading Dragon Quest Heroes 2.
Yay! I think it's still happening.
And now that Ruben's disc is clean, he can play it with you.
Yeah, now we just need you to humor us away from.
Yes, you do. Humorous.
I think technically, I do own it. I think.
I don't think so.
Might be able to play.
I mean,
it.
if you're able,
I don't.
would hope
I
to,
don't remember
for
it.
being
I
able
don't remember
to
if
it.
I bought it or if I was renting it from.
You were not renting it from me. Because I don't have digital, I have a dumb disc.
Speaking of remasters, I need to get back into. I need to
I
fucking
might have it.
get
man.
back into
I'd
the
have to
last.
look at it.
You hurt.
Just hot.
I remember, like, back when the game first came out, I was enjoying.
Thank you.
Quite a commotion our friend made. Let's hope the guards didn't hear it.
The gate to the inner chambers is just up there. Then we make for the sanctuary.
I wonder
I
if
need
I'll
to finish
enjoy
this.
the last remnant again. I gotta redownload.
Before the heat finishes me.
Here, here.
Your friend just came online.
Oh my god.
Didn't realize he ever left.
We'll
Okay.
enter the convict by the
I have it
League's
online?
living quarters. It was always a hive of activity.
Apparently.
Sounds like we'll have a hard time staying out of sight.
We won't have to. There's someone there I should very much like to see.
Gotta change my input real quick. Dying over here. Don't call the cops. Give everything I own to Lewis.
Wait, hold on. Why would we be calling the cops for you dying of you choking that no one has control over?
You got assaulted by that chicken nugget.
It might have been that Whopper. There's you right for having too much fucking cheese on it.
There's no such thing as too much cheese.
So, Burger King's coming for your ass. They didn't appreciate the way you held that Whopper.
Right?
The criticism on their food and how their work, they can do.
Oh my god, bro.
But your fucking eating etiquette?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I had an individual in drive-through. He waited for his food for like, you know, he had a Whopper Junior and a regular Whopper and I think like nuggets or something weird, and he came at drive-through, drove his car in backwards through the end of drive-through and started bitching at me while smoking a cigarette, started cussing me out or whatever, saying like, this is shitty service, you guys need to go back there and make my goddamn food, and just like, he was only waiting for like 8 minutes.
Bruh.
And it's just like, I'm sorry, sir, we're having issues in the kitchen. We have, you know, and we're missing a couple of people. And he started cussing me out, and, you know, I wanted to, like, fucking grab him and slam him up against the fucking wall. Because he, like, was just pissing me off so much just because he didn't get his food. And it's just like...
There are things I left undone.
People are hangry,
Tell
man.
me.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And
I would ask him how much he weighs. If there's anything above 250 pounds, I could say you could afford to wait and burn off some more calories. For you.
Right?
yeah, I mean, like, he always causes issues in drive-thru because it wasn't an individual who I didn't recognize. He always has
Now.
an issue with how fast his food and comes out. He said he'd be waiting half hour, right? His order is literally on screen and it just says 10 minutes. It's just like, what?
No, listen here, Jill.
You know, it's just like, people are vicious, man. When food's involved, you don't want to mess with people. But and because, you know, after everything's said and done, after, you know, the umpteenth time he's used the word fuck in my direction, you know, or whatever, I called
Follow this passage. It leads straight
the
to
manager, you know, and, you know, he gives him his refund, he, you know, speeds off, goes on his way, and
so kind to me.
my boss Victor is just like, man, that guy's lucky he caught me on a really good day. I was about to fucking deck him.
Take care, my lady, please. You deserve better than this.
Yeah.
So long.
Just fucking wild, dude. People are so fucking rude.
I think I've only had one person that where I'm just so fucking jaded and don't care at this point that I just don't realize people are fucking mad when they talk to me.
Yeah,
Too
no.
fucking intimidated, man.
Live.
It's just fucking
Promise to do the
the
same.
fucking one lady that was a foreigner from I guess London or whatever. Fucking, she's looking for fucking suntan oil, and I'm telling her, like, give me this there, the next aisle over, because we were working section on the floor, or, you know, it would be, I said, well, it should be right there in the skincare. She was, oh, it's not that. Usually have some that checkout on.
Yeah.
And, oh, no, I didn't look there too. Okay, well, then I guess I'll tell you then, just go over next to
Ah.
pharmacy
Yeah.
section. I was, and then she was just getting really apprehensive. I'm like, oh,
Right, it's just like,
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. This is shit out of luck.
yeah,
She was
it's
over
like,
walking
you
away from
don't
me at
have
that
it.
point. Yep, let me
Yeah.
finish it. But she decided that she was gonna backpedal, and she goes, "Excuse me, what did you say?" And I stopped what I did. I put down my everything I had in my hands. I turned the corner and looked at her very sincerely. I said, man, shit, I love. She goes,
Yeah.
she goes, you're rude. I said, no, it's not rude. It's just a saying. I'm gonna find it in these 3 locations. I get your shit out of luck. You're rude, man. I guess if that's rude to you, that's a personal problem.
Yeah. I mean, you're
And
not
she started.
being disrespectful towards her. You're just saying it bluntly that, I guess we just don't have it. If you can't read between the lines and understand that it's just a figure of speech some people use, I guess you're shit out of luck.
Yep, I guess that is a personal problem.
Yeah.
As I
just-
stated to her. Then I heard her shouting and hollering around the store. He's rude. He's rude. He's rude as loud as
Yeah,
she
it's just
fucking can. And then like fucking
yeah.
3 minutes later, while I'm working there with Axel, fucking her husband rears around and says, "Why you being rude to my wife?" And I fucking went. I fucking backed up out of my like what I was doing, and I looked him straight in the eyes. I said, "Sir, I was not being rude to your wife. I gave her 3 locations where she could find the suntan oil that she wanted. Here in the skin care, the checkout, or a Publix pharmacy. I'll give you 2 more. How about that?" I said, "You can go to Walgreens right down to Roosevelt, or you can go to any of the CVS's on this island. They should have it." And
Yeah.
I said that, and I told her, she said that she couldn't find anything in the 3 locations, and I told her, well, I guess she should look. And she
Yeah.
got upset at that, and I said, well, that was a personal problem. I'm not
I
fucking scared of you. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's like some people just want to cause problems and other people just want you to hold their
As
hand
Axel said,
and point out.
making a mountain out of an ant is the words that Axel used for that whole scenario.
Yeah, no, that's basically what it is. It's just like, some people are just too entitled and to realize that this problem is not a big problem you should cause an issue over. And, the fact of the matter is, a lot of people do for whatever reason. Just like it's a waste of energy on their end, it's a waste of energy responding and to that on your end, but because you're working, you have to. So it's just like
So then, after the fact, let's please report to the office. Okay, here we go. I already knew that I was going to the office, but here we go. So I head to the office, and the ASM judge is there, and she's like, "What do you do?"
Shit, man. Alex, you do need to play Dragon Quest Heroes 2 with us. You don't even need to be good at the game. You don't. But the shenanigans that happen there is fucking fantastic.
Alright, awesome. I need to turn on or you need to turn on something. Or I think it actually might have been Lewis once upon a time. Because I have it in my collection, but it's locked.
Oh.
Fun.
Well, yeah, then it's probably Lewis because it's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, so after that whole thing, I got called to the office. Right?
Mhm.
It was gonna happen. She was causing a fucking shit fit.
Yeah.
And I get called to the office, and my ASM there just calls me in, and she goes, "There's a customer really angry today." I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "What did you do?" I said, "Well, she wanted skin tan oil, and I gave her the locations, and she didn't. She said no, and then she was getting very apprehensive. And after the fact, I gave her 3 locations. I said, well, she was out of luck. It was nothing personal. It is a saying I use quite often. A lot of people use it quite often. Shit out of luck. She took that
Yeah.
personally, and she harped on me being rude, and after that, well, if she considers that being rude, it was a personal
But she told her
problem.
husband.
And then she told her, yeah, and then she
And-
told her husband, and I laid out everything to him. By the way, he didn't say a fucking thing back to me. He just kind of looked at me, like looked around with his eyes a little bit, processing everything, and just went away without saying a word.
Yeah, it's just like he probably knew what was going on. He probably realized his wife was being a fucking Karen, and obviously you don't point out that your wife is being a fucking Karen in public, because as a husband you're probably wanting to do your damnedest to support your significant other. And yeah, he just couldn't really do anything, so he probably just walked off because it's just like,
And it's probably just a matter of fact way. I just fucking explained it because I did not fucking care. I still don't fucking care.
yeah, it's like, lady, I don't care if you find your skin tan oil or not. We just do not have it. If you say you've looked in these locations that I have specified and we do not have it,
And then
you're
and
shit
here's
out
the
of luck.
thing:
I'm sorry.
after I'm done explaining all of them, she goes, "Oh, so you were just trying to help her?" And I go, "Yeah."
Yeah. Like, yes.
So she goes, I go, "Oh, what did she say?" I said, all she said is that you're being really rude. I said, okay, how was I being really rude? She didn't say. She just said you were really rude. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well that doesn't fucking help her case.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure if somebody pointed out the fact that you were indeed being really, really rude, I feel like you would be the type of person to recognize that you would be rude. But, like, what you've described it to me is just a crazy person who's just wanting to cause issues for the sake of causing issues.
Like, let me, like, at the end of the day, I may get trouble and sent home for a couple of days, but by the end of it, I'll be fucking entertained. I got underneath someone's skin that bad. And in fact,
Yeah.
I am still very entertained. I got underneath someone's skin that bad without even really fucking doing anything.
Right, yeah, no, it's just like, lady, you're just legitimately making my day. And the best part, you're gonna walk outside and get sunburnt because you're a fucking idiot.
You're gonna leave the store after causing this issue, thinking something's gonna happen to me and my job, and nothing is going to happen to me or my employment.
Yeah. But what is gonna happen is you're gonna leave the store without any skin tan oil.
And you are going to be immortalized as my first Karen I have to deal with. And how inconsequential you were in my life.
Yeah. You should have took a picture to commemorate that occasion.
Oh no, I got the accent just burned into my head, and I was just like, she was from fucking London. London. I'm sure she
London?
did. She did not London. Londor. Anyway.
London! Let's go!
London. She did not appreciate my thuggery. But
That's some funny shit.
yeah, no, it's just this is just my general attitude towards everyone. Like, it's nothing personal. Like, I am there
Yeah.
to work and earn my check and leave. I am not there to take your shit. I am
Yeah.
down to, like, fucking, shits and giggles and play around, be one. But if you want to, like, be a fucking hard ass or whatever with me, like, from the get go, you barely even fucking talk to me or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is your fucking attitude, just as a baseline in general attitude towards people that you don't even fucking know. I'm sorry. My baseline attitude happens to be that person that doesn't want to fucking deal with you. So I don't entertain that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I guess, like,
It's called having self-respect.
yeah, I guess the phrase shit out of luck might have been I don't know, might be a phrase that you really don't hear a lot, or that comes off as like 2 degrees more than a casual conversation would, I don't know, permit or whatever. And she was just weirded out by it. But it's just like, well, that's your own fault for having expectations and thinking that an employee would treat you a certain way, which is also a personal problem.
Yep.
Just like
Yep.
you don't know her, they don't know you, but yet expectations are expected from you in how you want to phrase things.
And then
When all
of a
you're
sudden-
trying to really do is help her find what she needs, so she can
by the
get
way,
on with the rest of her day.
By the end of that whole situation, I was still helping because I mentioned those 2 more places, being Walgreens and CVS's, that they
Yeah.
can look at.
Yeah, you
So I
went
was
out of
still
your way
giving
to
customer
increase
service.
sales of your competition because
Like,
you wanted to help them. It's just like it's just
they really did paint that whole scenario. She did it. She painted that whole scenario fucking black and white.
yeah, it's
And
just
she went on the extremely negative spectrum of that
Mhm.
whole situation.
which is how most things happen, but it's just like, yeah, no, I think she is literally your first Karen.
Literally.
Yeah, because
And,
that is basically Karen.
By the way, I mentioned and joked about that whole scenario for like the next 2 weeks after Axel, just in general, as well as just customers. I was just having a laugh about the whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
And every
no.
single customer I mentioned, really? Over
Right.
that? Over you saying she's shit out of luck?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because usually when, at least for me and my experience with talking to and customers, whether it be at McDonald's, Burger King, or at Safeway, that's usually an indication that you're not going to find something at this location. Go somewhere else that involves leaving the
Yes.
store. But usually by the time you use the phrase "shit out of luck," people understand that you don't have what they need, so they leave, or you literally do not have something available to you, so you can help them. And a lot of people realize that that's what the case is, and then they just fucking leave. That's a conversation ender. It doesn't escalate from there. There's no reason to escalate something.
I mean, unless you're
if what you're looking
this
for you can't find.
escalates. But yeah, fucking this shit.
It's stupid, man. It's so fucking dumb. I mean,
Yep.
could you have phrased it better? Sure, but I mean, that's probably something I'd say. So I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
not
I didn't even
faulting
say
you for that.
I didn't even say it like to her like point blank either. Like I'm just directing her. It's just like I said it in I guess you're shit out of luck. Like the whole scenario. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
fuck, that sucks, lady. I'm sorry. Fuck, shit out of luck. It's not here. We don't have it. My bad.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
whatever.
I guess she
I
was
can help you.
offended by the fact that you didn't give her an handkerchief afterwards. That's
Yeah,
probably
I
what it
guess.
was.
I guess. But she absolutely had the choice to not backpedal and say, excuse me, what did you say?
Yeah, just like, yeah, imagine being entitled enough to go the extra distance to make yourself upset, ruin your entire afternoon, and then get your husband involved over something like that.
Yep.
I'm just like, I
Yep.
entitlement is the word I'd use personally.
And then imagine you're that entitled and you think, oh well, I'm the customer. I'm the one he's gonna be catering. He's gonna be apologizing and catering to me for like the next 15 mintes, and I'm just gonna make him feel like
Yeah, it's
absolute
just like,
shit.
yeah,
And then you get my ass,
yeah, it's just like
who is not